To start, you'll need your small black paper and your packaged materials. Inside, you'll find a normal pencil, a white charcoal pencil, a white colored pencil, and a blending stump. We're going to start by making value bars. You can use a ruler or anything that has a nice straight edge to make your lines. You don't have to measure, but if you would like to, you can. Try to make them similar in size. Don't forget to erase your extra pencil marks. Now I need to divide the bar into 5 sections. For this, I will be using my ruler. Mine measures a little bit over 7 inches, so I'm not going to sit there and try to do the exact math. I'm just going to make it so that my boxes are sort of similar. Now that that's done, I need to move on to one of my 2 other pencils. I'm going to start with colored pencils since that's what I'm most used to. For this value bar, we're going to leave the last box black because we want that to be the darkest part of our value bar. So that means that I have to make the first box as white as possible. Remember, pushing harder and going multiple directions over the same space will make your white lighter. Now that that's done, I need to work on my other boxes. I'm choosing to go from my darkest side to my lightest side. That way, if I need to, I can always go back and make things lighter. Remember, you can push lightly to barely get any white on the paper. The harder you push, the whiter it will be. Once I have 5 values in my value bar, I can move on to the next material, which for me is the charcoal pencil. When working with the charcoal pencil, you'll also want to use the blending stump. If you'd prefer to use your finger instead, you can. Just like my other bar, I need to make my first box as white as possible. A good practice with charcoal is to slowly build up your values. This way you don't have a lot of extra charcoal just sitting on the surface of your paper. Remember, the blending stump will help spread your white into your leftover black speckles. To get rid of any charcoal dust sitting on the surface, you either want to tap it or you want to blow it off. Don't swipe it off because you might smear your charcoal. Now I need to work on my other values. Sometimes your blending stump still has charcoal left on it from before, and you can use that to lay down your first layer of white. If you do choose to use your finger, make sure that you're careful with where it goes next, because you don't want white fingerprints all over your black paper. Now that we're done with our bars, we need to move on to our spheres. There are 5 parts of your values on your spheres that you want to make sure that you include. Those parts are the highlight, the midtone, the core of the shadow, the reflected light, and the cast shadow. First, you have to make your 2 circles. You can use everyday objects to trace, or you can freehand them. If you're using a cap like I am, make sure that it's clean and dry before you put it on your paper. I'm also drawing in where my cast shadows will go. Now we need to start building up the values. I'm going to start with the table, so that it's a little easier for me to see where my sphere and its shadow is. Remember, you can always add more white colored pencil later. It's hard to erase the colored pencil, so it's better to start by putting just a bit down and adding more as you need it. Now I'm adding a bit of a value to my wall. This way, my sphere will stand out from the rest. On the sphere, it's easiest to start with the highlight. That way you know where your brightest spot will be. Make sure that as you're coloring, you're curving your lines. that will help indicate that it's a sphere and that it's round. Remember, slowly build up your values. There's no need to rush. Don't forget to include your sliver of reflected light. It plays a big part in making our sphere look more three-dimensional. Now I'm moving on to my charcoal pencil, using the same steps that I did before. Don't forget to use your blending stump and slowly build up layer after layer of charcoal pencil. This way you won't have a lot of dust to have to deal with later. Remember, your blending stump still has some white charcoal left over on it, so it's great to use that for your base layer. In this case, I'm not even dropping any white charcoal down. I'm just using whatever's left on my blending stump to do the wall. charcoal, you might be able to use a normal eraser to get some of the white off the paper. However, that eraser then probably shouldn't be used for anything else. Here's an example of what it should look like when you're done.